Hey, welcome to another episode of Quarantine Theater. I am Rick, the teen librarian at the Shoreline Library, and you may also know me from the Read-Aloud time that Stride does at the Kellogg Library on Thursdays. And today we'll be doing another Read-Aloud. I'll be reading the book, and I'm joined by my wife, Gail. Gail, what will you be doing today?
I have my communication app, Prolo Quote to Go, on my iPad, and so I'm going to be doing some modeling of the different types of sentences or questions, comments you could make about the book. And I want to put in a little plug for modeling. If your child uses a communication device, that is their native language, and you wouldn't expect somebody to learn Portuguese, say, without having ever heard it. And so if you're working with a child with AAC, or even an adult with AAC, you're going to be using the device to model how to communicate with it.
So we'll head inside and we'll get to our book. Today's book is Shark in the Park by Nick Sherratt. Let's say it's a bit of a mystery, so there's some clues peppered throughout this book. So keep your eye out for some clues. And it's a good example of perspective, and you'll see why in a minute. You can see how this book here... Is that a giveaway? Shark in the Park? Okay. Down at the park, a little boy is testing out his brand new toy. And do you see him down here? See this young man? He's testing out his toy. And I see a few things in the park. I see a bird sitting on a piece of art, and I see a pond, and I see a few people sitting on a bench. Feel free to take a pause here and take a look and see. You guys can have a discussion. Oh, do you have something to say? Yeah.
I have something to say.
I could say...
C. A.
I'm going to go to things and the insects page.
Butterfly. I see a butterfly.
Butterfly. Right there.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then
I see a butterfly.
it was interesting when I was looking at vocabulary for this book, because the thing that he has in his hand is kind of hard to find. But if you look down here, if you have a newer version of Prolo Quote to Go, you can see there's a little waffle down in the corner, and you tap that, and you see the search function here. And I can type in the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to look for telescope. If I start typing it in, there it pops up right there, and it's going to take me through the path to find it. So if I just tap on that, oh look, it highlights. Here's more there, and it's in the school folder. More again, in the science folder. Now it's in space and planets. More again, and there it is.
Telescope.
Telescope, all right.
So that was a little bit hard to find.
All right. Timothy Pope is looking through his telescope. He looks at the sky. He looks at the ground. He looks to the left. He looks to the right. He looks all around, and this is what he sees. What a nasty surprise! In his loudest voice, Timothy cries, "There's a shark in the park!"
I have something to say about that.
Yeah.
Is it a
I'm going to go to animals and water animals this time.
shark? Is it a shark?
Well, Timothy certainly thinks it's a shark.
Here's a verb you might need. So I'm going to go to my actions page, and then I'm going to go to the thinking page, and the verb think is right there. And I can start with he, and then if I hold down the word think, it will give me the right form.
Thinks.
And now I can say, he thinks,
It is a
back to animals.
shark. He thinks it is a shark.
He thinks it's a shark. Let's find out as we peer through his telescope. He pulls it away. Uh-oh, what is it?
We could ask that question, and parents, you could model. You could say,
What is it? What is it?
What is it? A shark? Fancy that. It's only a cat. Meow.
So if you wanted to put that in a sentence, you could say,
I.
I'm going to go back to my home page for the word see. Where is it? There it is.
C. A.
Back to animals and pets this time. There it is.
Cat. I see a cat.
I see a cat. All right. Well, let's see what happens next then if he looks through his telescope. Timothy Pope looks again through his telescope. He looks at the sky. He looks at the ground. He looks left. He looks right. He looks all around. And this is what he sees. It's like a shark fin. What a terrible sight! Timothy yells with all his might, "There's a shark in the park!"
Oh, now for this time, I could say what I think. And this is a good way to get students guessing and giving opinions. So I could say,
I.
I'm going to go back to actions. And remember, here's my thinking actions. Here's think.
Think.
And if they wanted to just say what they think right there, they could do that. Or you could help model a whole sentence.
It is a.
What could it be? Let me go back to water animals.
Whale. I think it is a whale.
Might be.
I'm sticking with Timothy. Timothy thinks it's a shark. Let's find out. What is it? What is it?
It is a.
Back to animals again. And this one, if I go to wild, and the next page, and there it is.
Crow. It is a crow.
A shark? Oh no, it's just a crow. Caw, caw. And see, it was just that tip of his wing. It looked like a fin on a shark. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. All right, one more time, Timothy. All right, here we go. Timothy Pope has one more look through his telescope. He looks to the sky. He looks at the ground. He looks left. He looks right. He looks all around. And this is what he sees. Tim's not in any doubt. What do you think he's about to shout? There's a shark in the park! What do you think, guys? Is Timothy right this time?
Here's another time where you could say, let's go to my thinking verbs again.
Think. It is.
I gotta think of another guess of what it could be. I think it is a. I'm gonna guess an animal again because the last two were animals. So I'm gonna go to pets and.
Dog. I think it is a dog.
Okay. You think it's a dog? I'm still going with shark.
I think it is a dog.
I'm still going with shark. I'm really hoping Timothy's right. Let's find out here. Oh, what is it?
So we could say, here's our question.
What is it? What is it?
You can pause and talk about it. Move your hand there, Rick. There we go. You can pause and talk about what that is.
A shark? No, it's not. And aren't you glad? As a matter of fact, it's Timothy's It's time to go home, Timothy. I think he looks like Elvis, like a little Elvis on him.
So we could say,
It is.
go to people. I added dad because if you go to the family page, they have father, but I didn't think father was any good, so I added the word dad.
Dad. It is dad.
It is dad. It's his dad's hair. Yeah, look at that big, swoopy. I'm jealous of that hair. All right.
Wait, I want to say something about his hair.
I am jealous of it.
It is.
I'm going to go to describe, and I'm going to go to the negative one. Oh, it's not there. Where was it? I can't remember where to find the word I want. I'm going to go back to search. There it is. Oh, it's under just A-to-Z-W.
Weird. It is weird.
All right. Timothy Pope says it's safe to say there's no sharks in the park today. Looks like everything's fine. There's no sharks, nothing to worry about. Quack.
I have something to say.
Yeah?
I have something to say. I could say, if I keep going on my chat page here.
Wait a minute. I have something to say.
Wait
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait, I see something right here. I could say,
I see a
I'm gonna go back to things and animals again. What animal do you think I see? I don't know.
All right, and we have one last page, of course. There's the shark! Oh!
I see a shark.
Oh no! I wonder if my chat page, I'm gonna go back to my chat page and see if there's something like, oh no. Let's see. Maybe it's under negative.
I don't like it.
I couldn't find one that said, oh no. So I just figured out a comment that would work.
It's fine. Yes, so, a great book because it's also about perspective because Timothy only sees right through the telescope, just a little piece of something through the telescope. But when we see the bigger picture, we see something different. So it's a good book to talk about perspective too. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, that was fun, Rick. Thank you.
And thank you for joining me here as we're locked in this house together still. So, okay, thanks. It's been good seeing you. Bye.
Bye.